Um,
Repeat the question.
will you repeat the question?
No, I'm telling you, you have to have something.
For the
So
love
all we
of
have
God.
to say is, what is our secret?
All right, let me open the family secret. It sounds like we're hoarding information from people, but it's I don't know about secrets.
But being a
Yeah,
family
no,
that's
no.
this close knit, though, like,
Right.
what's that?
I think what's been going on with us is that we've always been very fortunate to be together, even when they were younger. It started when we were together. We're always doing things together. We're always together. When we had Isa and Teo, we're always together. Whenever I get a job, it's good enough for us to be together. To be, I'm being paid enough to be.
Every
like that.
success is everyone else's success.
Yeah, exactly.
Too. Like there's no difference in like what is big enough to celebrate, what is exciting enough. It's always all of us celebrating together.
Yeah.
And we always find a way to celebrate even the smallest of victories because, it's always finding joy in whatever you do. Even the smallest of, getting a
callback.
callback is
yeah.
we celebrate
For
it.
something great.
Especially when none of us were working
Yeah.
at all. Like when there was a callback, it was such a big deal, and it was
Yeah.
like we have to celebrate this, or like what's the point? Because
Yeah.
this is the career. This is what we do. Is mainly auditioning and just trying. That's this career. So you have to celebrate that, or you're gonna just be sitting and waiting forever.
And we always communicate.
Mm.
We're always
Mhm.
communicating. We're always talking. The thing that I always say when we come home, even when they were younger, other families, the person who worked doesn't want to talk about work. But as soon as I get home, they go, "What happened on stage? What happened on set? Did anyone mess up?" And then we talk about that, and it's a fun thing. We're always talking about anything. We talk about that.
If there's a decision to be made as well in somebody's job or something,
Everyone
it's
weighs
like, oh yeah, like for instance, that happened recently, and it was like,
Yeah.
okay,
like we all sat down.
we're
and just
waiting
were like,
for John's coming home, and then okay, Issa's coming over tonight, so okay, well let's sit down and talk about it tonight as a family, because that's what we do. Just so we can just bounce everything off of everybody, get everybody's opinion. We all weigh in.
What? We like to
No,
talk.
no, it's just
No, but it's beautiful. It's really beautiful that we all want to talk to each other even after, being family, and we have, family quarrels or whatever, little squabbles, but that doesn't mean that we're
It's not paradise.
Yeah.
Don't get us wrong.
We're
Like,
not
it's
just
still-
like,
it was definitely tested last year. a
oh,
lot.
with quarantine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
But-
basically I kind of moved back in-ish just because I live in an apartment alone. Like I was like, I gotta be with someone to
stressful
not go
times.
crazy and
It's a
get
scary
through
time.
a really hard time together. And that's again the thing is like we know that we would rather weather a storm like that together than on our own.
What does it take to get to a place where I am and professionally? It's so hard to give advice or what's your secret, because I don't know. I still don't know what I'm doing. As an actor, I'm still trying to figure out.
A lot of hard work. Let's
No.
start there.
Let me start with. Oh my God. But the thing, because I'm not trained, even from the beginning, my life in the Philippines, everything happened by accident, by chance. But the thing that's constant with me is just having fun and working hard, because that's the only way I can hide the fact that I don't know what I'm doing.
Well, that's
So
fine.
when
You're like
Yeah,
hiding
when-
from everyone.
when I try to do something, it's like I go full out and loud, and people kind of go, "Oh, he knows what he's doing." But
Oh, is that what they do?
yeah, that's
Oh.
but I think it's just loving what you do. It's the thing that I've noticed through my travels in this career is that a lot of actors think of getting into this business because of the glamour of it, the awards, ceremonies, and all that. It's not those are nice. Oh, awards parties are so nice, but the thing is, it's always it needs to be pure. It needs to come from a really passionate place, because if you don't, you're not going to last in this business. It needs to be always the work. And what can you do about it? It's constant consistency is for me the secret, because when you have consistency, you can be always, your passion is consistent, your hard work is consistent, so that once you enter into a project, success is only temporary. Once you finish a show, that's it. You need to move forward to the next one, and you don't know if that's going to be a success. But the thing that's going to be constant is your passion, is your hard work, and I think that's carried me through my career so far. So good. How do I manage my success as an actor? Well, I Megan's gonna hate this. I think it's
Good start.
it's just saying, it's just not thinking that I'm successful. I am getting success, but it's like I said, you need to move forward to the next one. You need to produce good work all the time, um, and not because once you go, I'm successful. I don't know if anybody says that, but
People do.
Yeah.
that's not a good thing. So it's always that drive and always that energy of, okay, what's the next one? What can I do? How can I make this? How can I play this? How can I have fun with this? And fun for me is doing the hard work and putting in the work and and be consistent about it. A husband, how am I? Uh, being a husband is so easy for me because of Megan. She's always there. I always look forward to seeing her at the end of the day. When we have free time, I'm always looking forward to doing things with Megan. Driving to the wine country or anything like that. And looking forward to spending time with Teo and Isa, because I'm not complete when I'm away from them. I'm Every time they visit me when I'm filming somewhere else, like in Atlanta, it's the best feeling in the world to pick them up at the airport, but also the worst time when I drop them off at the airport. When I come back home, the house is just empty, and I don't know, maybe I'm getting old and getting sentimental, but when I see their beds empty, I'm like, oh my God, this sucks. It's just the joy of spending time with them at the end of the day, opening a bottle of wine, not for Teo, but those small things, and just sharing conversation, playing games, watching TV, or sometimes we just sit around with our gadgets. Once in a while, we'll look around and go, "Oh, we're together."
That's nice.
Or actually, usually we're just like, oh my God, look at this. That's so funny.
Yeah. We're usually Most of the time though, like I just love that, especially when you were in London doing Saigon, that everyone would say to us when we finally got there, they're like, "Thank God you're here," because John has been going crazy. He's been so sad without you guys. Like everyone always tells us that, because it's very clear how much of a unit we all are.
I think I know we're all jumping in.
Yeah, sorry.
But I think
You
the whole
didn't do good enough.
No.
him being, how does he manage his success and still being a father and a husband? I just think that the father-husband thing, he doesn't have to think about
Yeah.
because he's just got it down. Like it's, there's no like worrying about managing that. That's, and I think the way that he thinks about success is so healthy in one way. Just because I feel like he thinks about his success always based on his current / last project. So I'm successful. That was successful. Now, what's my next project going to be that is going to be successful? Not just for me, but my contribution to it is going to help that to be successful. So it's not like resting on your laurels or whatever. But also, and why he said in the beginning, Megan's going to hate that, is because there's many times where I don't feel like he gives himself enough credit or accepts the success that he does actually have and the contributions that he makes.
Anyone who knows John Briones knows that he is humble to a fault.
Yes, to a fault sometimes.
But it is beautiful in the way
Yeah.
that it makes the success something that you want to applaud and like really celebrate. Like anytime you have a success, everyone is so purely happy for you because you are someone who so truly deserves it.
And it's taken a long time and a lot of hard work to get here. And the people that are very close to him really know that. Like they really are like, oh my God, it couldn't happen to a nicer person. And such hard work to get to this place. So that's such a genuine feeling from our close friends. How did we meet? We actually met on stage. We met doing a show called Miss Saigon. I think you've heard of it in reference to him.
Have you heard of that?
In Germany, in Stuttgart, Germany, and we met on the day that we got there, and they were touring us around the stage, so we actually met on the stage. And then like into our first year, that's when we started.
And 2 hours later, we got married.
But we actually did get married fairly quickly. But when you know, you know. There were also factors at play in that we were living in Germany, and in order to stay together, we had to do something.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did have to get hitched.
Yeah, she married me for my Filipino passport.
Yeah. Of course. If I wanted to drag him back to the States, I kind of had to, force him to marry me. Because he didn't want to come to the States, of course.
Did you ever think your whole family would end up in the business?
Oh, no.
We didn't. Did you? No, we didn't. Like I said, we don't know what we were doing. We were just trying to. We didn't know how our careers would go. We were just having fun then.
And we were stage.
We're stage people, yeah.
So, and I never got into TV or film. I still do, I still sing, and I have a company that does that. But
yeah, we never thought of the kids being, they're gonna be actors. But the thing is, they didn't get a chance. We're always bringing them to the theater with us. We're always there watching. Isa saw Miss Saigon for the first time when she was a year and a half.
Yeah. I also used to put on one-woman performances of Miss Saigon in Nana's house on a big platform fireplace. I would do one-woman performances of Miss Saigon, a very light show for a 6-year-old to do. Yeah.
And they're always around our friends, our actors, our cast members.
Yeah.
And so they're going to parties as a 3-year-old, going to parties with 25, 28, 32-year-old grown-ups. And she would be taking charge of the party, having scenarios there.
And then when we moved here, Taya was like a year and a half. And so we'd all be driving around to auditions. Like sometimes all three of us, because I was doing commercial stuff. Sometimes there would be a day where all three of us would have auditions. Crazy. And we'd be driving around the city, and he's sitting in his little car seat in the back. Poor thing. And then one day he started to say, wait, where's my auditions? You know, and of course, again, John's manager and Issa's manager would say, when is he gonna start? When is he gonna start? And being a boy, well, just also being Teo, he was wild, much wilder than Issa. He would just be running around and like, So I said to them a couple of times, I'm like, okay, well, why don't you try to take him to an audition and see how that goes? So when he was, I think, 4, or when did he get that show that you guys did?
Oh, I was 5. I think.
Yeah. So when he was 5, we said, okay, let's go. We'll take him to an audition. The first audition he goes to is for a TV show, and he booked it.
Yeah.
We were like, what? And then Issa also ended up booking it. They played brother and sister. It didn't get picked up, obviously, or you would know about it. But yeah, they went and did this pilot for ABC. It was crazy.
Issa, you're at an age now where a lot of younger generation are looking up to you as a role model. Do you ever feel pressure from that? What are some of the ways in which you continue to inspire your generation?
I think now that I'm kind of at an age and at a place-ish where there could be people kind of looking up to me in some kind of way, there's definitely a bit of pressure that comes with that. I think mainly, especially in this day and age of social media being, unfortunately, for younger people who have grown up with it, it's kind of seen as like the most real thing. Social media and that immediate, like, you see these perfect people. I just know that with whatever kind of following I might have, there might be, even if there's just one teenager who looks at me and thinks, oh, she's perfect and I don't have that life and therefore I hate myself. Like, I would never want to be that person for anyone. I would never want to be the person that makes someone feel worse about themselves. Like, I used to look at other people when I was younger, and so I think there's a certain amount of responsibility that I've just kind of put on myself. Not that I need to, but I was just like, there's a certain amount of authenticity that you want to put out there and be like, and transparency of like, life is life. And I'm not just gonna make it look like I'm perfect, life is perfect, and you should feel bad that your life isn't perfect. Like, I try to be as real as possible, and I feel like that's the only way that, I don't know, people can start to just be a little more open about where they are in life. And so, like, talking about mental health and talking about just, I don't know, just like the setbacks in life or whatever, just being real, not showing myself like done up with makeup every day and stuff like that is like just a thing that I'm like, this may not make a huge difference to a bunch of other people, but I might change one person's mindset of like, oh yeah, she's being real, I can be real. Like that, if I just change one person's mind in that way, job well done. And that's all outside of acting and like hopefully doing roles that can inspire young people, especially young Filipino people, young mixed people who can like see themselves and really like feel like they can do anything by seeing that's also really powerful. But yeah, I think just like in a world where your brand and your just surface is so revered, it's kind of rebellious and awesome to be real. And so I definitely try to do that as much as possible.
How does it feel growing up surrounded by a family of talented actors and being one yourself?
Being surrounded by a family that, does what these guys do, it just sort of made the whole entrance into the business very natural. Because so was Issa. We were basically born into it.
Yeah.
So I think.
And we had great role models
to
look at, and also a great support system behind us. So it wasn't like scary.
As you say, they came by it honestly.
But I mean, that's the thing that like so many young actors starting out who don't have that kind of family support. We are so lucky that we have that. That has helped us so much.
It's definitely made it easier. And I, whenever I have a problem or if I'm about to do an audition and I don't exactly know how to play a scene maybe I'll go to my sister or my dad or my mom, obviously, because she always, helps me film auditions, or I mostly prepare them with her. I just have 3 amazing, performers around me, to just help me grow as an actor and as a person. And I'm always asking for advice on not just acting, just life, obviously.
Life, and as you continue with not even just like acting specifically, but also just the business part of it. Like now that you're getting into that stuff too, that's scary as a young person to enter into that world of also the public eye too, dealing with that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Also
Especially now because I have like a social media following now, which is like scary because I had like 10,000 followers like a couple months ago, and now I have like 150,000. It's just scary.
For you guys, especially recently, is that you guys are willing to talk about things when you have things on your mind or something that needs to be decided upon. You, like last night, you wanted to wait for me and Issa to get there so we can talk about it. But you're very open to things, and you're very collaborative. I think, which is a very good base for for your life and for your career. I'm very, very proud of you. Very, very proud of the two of you. So we're very God.
I don't know if that was the original question, but we got here.
We're out there.
Filipino favorite dish.
Ooh, I've been really into tapsilog recently.
Yeah, favorite Filipino food would probably be tapsilog, because you've been making that a lot lately.
Yeah,
I'll get texts from my dad, because if I haven't like seen my family in a while, like sometimes I'll be that kid who hasn't like called, and they'll be like, "Why aren't you talking to us? Where are you?" And then my dad will lure me out, and he'll be like, "I made tapsilog. Come over. Like I'm making adobo tonight."
that's the current favorite right now.
Yeah.
I like kare kare
Oh,
with oxtail.
Yeah.
We don't have that very often.
Yeah,
at
it's
all.
so it's very much
So
a,
it's
a
a-
treat
yeah,
when
it's
it
a treat.
happens. Yeah.
With bagong.
yes.
Yes.
Oh, oy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Loves her bagong.
Filipino Tagalog word.
Favorite Filipino Tagalog word. The first one, the first phrase I ever learned was "kili kili mamaba."
That's the only phrase I know, and it's my
So-
favorite.
That was the first one I learned.
Repeat that again.
Kili kili momobaho. Wait, no, I
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
that
right,
was,
that's
that was
right.
good.
Kili kili momobaho.
Okay. Yeah. Mama.
Momobaho. It's your armpit stink, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
they
No, I
sure
don't
do.
know if there's people at home who don't know.
Yeah, Dad knew what to teach us first. There were priorities there. We knew that was going to be versatile and used quite often. So.
I use it every day.
Yeah.
It's the first thing I say when I wake up.
Ah.
Kili kili momobaho.
It applies to everything. If you like somebody, if you hate somebody, if the day is beautiful, kili kili.
I'm not gonna say the first one that I learned.
Oh, no.
I didn't learn it from you.
No,
I learned
no,
it from
no.
the girls in the dressing room.
Ooh.
Those
But,
girls.
Yeah, those nasty girls.
Mahal kita.
It wasn't that.
No, but that's a good one.
Favorite song right now.
Gosh. Well, okay, this is not favorite
I can't do
of all time, or like applies to all of us, but just last night we were sitting on the couch
Oh,
watching a bunch of Silk Sonic music videos
Yeah.
of Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak, all of their new album.
Oh,
Solo
the-
Filipino,
oh.
Bruno Mars.
Oh yeah, he's not Filipino.
Yeah.
For me right now, my favorite song is between Jigsaw Falling Into Place by Radiohead and Cherry Waves by Deftones.
For John and for Megan, what's favorite Miss Saigon songs?
Ooh,
Oh, Lord.
That's a good question.
I would say I'd give my life for you, because that's the obvious one.
Oh no, my favorite song is oh God, what's that song that you do?
If you want to dive in.
Yes, Die in Bed.
That's good.
Because he,
Oh.
Yeah, because he.
that's my favorite
good.
song that he does. He does it so well.
When before we started going out, I was rehearsing the engineer, and she happened to be in the audience for Die in Bed. She came out after that number, and I was lying on the floor, very, very tired, like, and then she came up to me and went, "You're really good." I went, "Oh, all right."
I have no memory of this, but
She was
you
just-
know what's
she was
really,
just flirting.
really, talent? Of course I was. Talent is so attractive.
Yeah, baby.
Bye,
Bye,
Hiraya.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.